tell you some of the things that I have going with me is a lot of frustration right now, and I'm starting to, it bothers my anger and my depression. It kicks it all in, but hearing what the hell is going on over there, in Iraq, it's like, oh my God, so you mean to tell me my friends that, like died there, the times where I shit myself because of fear of this, that, and the other thing. But I was that scared of me. And, it's just crazy that everybody just left so long ago, and there's a huge problem there already. It just makes, a lot of times, it makes me feel like, what the hell did we do that for? Why did that happen to him, and why did that happen to her? And why did, me doing this cause some, people to be hurt? What was all of that? And it just, so right now, I'm going through a lot of frustration. My friends, like I said, some that died, some that are just maimed for life, no arms, no legs, you're blind or deaf, and it's very frustrating.
I've heard a lot from people, that they like to have soldiers because they're more disciplined. People have been in the military, they've learned discipline, and they know how to follow orders, and they know how to do teamwork, so I'd say those are very good reasons. If you got those qualities, then it's pretty easy, I think, to find a job. And you're very smart, obviously, so he's got it all. But I think one of the exciting things that's what I especially like about being in combat is, you get to really test yourself and do things you never, how do you act under fire and so forth, You always kind of wonder, but, once you've done it a couple of times and you made it through and you did the right thing and so forth, then it's very self-confirming. Now, discipline is doing what you're supposed to do. Just imagine without the orders. Cleaning up your bunk or cleaning your weapon, when it's supposed to be clean, so it's very, very important. Taking care of all the details, because in the military, especially in combat, details are life and death. You get a decimal wrong and you've gone. If you don't get right in the timing and so forth, it's very, very important. Following orders, anybody can follow orders because they're afraid not to. When you have discipline, you don't need to be ordered to do something, pretty much, because you do it already.
Doing the bed and having it done right was very important. Because if you can't do your bed, how are you going to be expected to do certain tasks, especially in an environment where it's like you have to get it right, or that little mistake that you make is going to cost that other person's life. I really do believe that you do your bed and you wake up early and you get that in order. You have that in order. You pretty much have your life in order too. So it's kind of like once you sign the contract, you have to learn to follow the orders and have the discipline to know what's right and what's wrong and to do what's basically what the military wants you to do.
The important thing about following orders and doing it instantaneously is in combat. If you give an order and the guy says, "What? Why is that?" It's just got to be without thinking. If I say, okay, 25 yards over there, or point your gun here, do this, do that, we don't say gun, we say point your weapon, or whatever. But you need to, get out, or drop, or do this, or do that. And if you're under fire, it's very, very important that you just do what you're told and without thinking about it. I don't mean to be mindless. That doesn't apply to other situations. This business stuff, these orders, it's very, very important to do something very quickly. That could be a matter of life and death. Or, if somebody sees there's a mine there you don't happen to see, or there's a electric wire that you don't have to use. Stop. Period. You just stop. You know? What? I have to stop. And it's big. So it's just part of the training.
I joined the Army at first because, number one, I was a little naive and I was a little patriotic. You join that service and you sign that contract and you decide to fight, you're fighting. You're not only fighting for your life, you're more importantly fighting for the life of that person that's next to you.
I think the majority of us did it voluntarily, and some of us may have come from better environments in which our day-to-day life isn't threatened by gang culture or by coming from a low-income community. I myself, that's the kind of community I came from, so I was more inclined, but not so much because of that. It was more so because I wanted to see a better future for myself and my family, and I wanted to persevere and become something more than I was, and I wanted to be competitive, and the military offered me those opportunities of becoming someone of a greater stature, so that I can have education benefits, so I can have health benefits, a lot of the things that we need just to have a foundation. So I think the majority of us, no matter what background we're coming from, is probably coming from a very similar background as I am, in terms of just wanting to become someone better and having that foundation of securing yourself so you can make it to the next level.
That's the reason I joined the Army too, is to get out of Maryland, to get out of my situation, just see the world, open my mind, I guess, to different aspects of life besides my immediate circle that I was in.
Yeah.
I wanted to open my eyes to what else is out there.
I want to go out and prove that I can do this and do that and so forth. And so frankly, I chose the most difficult thing I thought I could do, to be an infantry officer.
You know, it's all part of it. You have to review it. I mean, you look at it, it's just the way it is, you know. I mean, you know, in Vietnam, people are like, oh my God, all the things that, all the people that died, and then the other thing, and then we're going to build it back up. You know, Tokyo, you know, we bomb it and freaking make people just vaporize into absolute nothingness, and then we go and help rebuild it. You know, it's just how it is. It's stupid. You know, I really want to be back in. I want to be back in so bad sometimes, because I feel so lost sometimes when I'm out here, especially when I don't really have to do anything.
Like, the Army has like the ability to make life seem simple at times, you know, to the point where it's like you don't really get caught up in like depression or something like that, because, you know what I mean? You have like,
yeah, because it's simple. It's simple and it's easy. It's, you know, it's something that people don't realize about how how easy it is. I mean, it's hard, mind you. It's hard as shit. It's incredibly easy too. And then the people, I mean, they become your friends and your family. And, you know, I miss them. I think about them all the time. You know, and then of course Brendan and I, you know, him and I will talk, and we reminisce all the time. And we start talking about these people, and it's the exact same story that we told last time we were on the phone, but we're telling it again, and we're laughing our asses off, you know. And it's obvious because you miss those times, you miss those people, you know, and things were easier. You know, we were young. You know, that was the biggest thing, you know, we were young, you know, and the games that we were playing, I mean, we were infantry. I mean, come on now, jumping out of planes and shooting people, killing people, that's what we were trained to do. But we've been trained to do that since we were little kids. We were, you know, jumping out of trees and you were hitting the ground on parachutes. And, you know, we got a rock or a stick that looks like a rifle, and we're going bang, bang. It's trained, you know what I mean? It was just playing. It was hard as hell, but it was just playing, and I miss it, the camaraderie, you know, when you're sitting there, when you're real miserable and you're cold and you're like, I can't do this anymore. You're really honestly about to snap. You can feel yourself getting ready to snap, and you look over at your buddy, and he looks worse than you do, and you can't help but laugh. You know, and it's like, dude, you look miserable, man. You know, and that camaraderie and all that is just, you know, you miss it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You miss You miss having somebody that really, truly, even when they're not the best of friends of yours, they still got your back.